He was one of Britain's most wanted fugitives, a drug trafficker from Norfolk who smuggled cocaine worth hundreds of thousands. When police closed in, he vanished. For nearly 2 years, he lived on the run, using false passports, moving between countries, convinced he could stay one step ahead of the law. But in June 2022, he was cornered, tracked down in a shopping mall car park in Bulgaria, and on the 17th of November 2023, he was finally sentenced to 10 years in prison. His name, Benjamin McCann, 34 years old, from Dereham, Norfolk. If you're into real UK crime stories like this, hit subscribe. I post more cases the news barely covers. April 2020. Britain was in lockdown. But behind the scenes, organised crime continued. Messages later recovered from EncroChat revealed how McCann and his associates ran their business. Encrypted phones, code names, photos of cocaine blocks stamped with logos. Using the handles Warnfire and Tidyfly, McCann arranged deals, negotiated prices, and organised deliveries. One single drop in Blowfield, Norfolk was worth £155,000. And over the months, police say, he moved commercial quantities of cocaine across the county. By January 2021, 2 of his co-conspirators, Dean Enifer and Peter McKenna, were arrested. Both were convicted later that year. Enifer received 8 years and 3 months. McKenna got 7 years and 10 months. But McCann slipped away. In September 2020, he left the UK. By early 2021, he had disappeared completely. In January 2022, the National Crime Agency and Crime Stoppers launched a most wanted appeal. 12 fugitives were highlighted, all suspected of serious crimes, most believed to be hiding in Spain. Among them, Benjamin McCann. The appeal described him as wanted for conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. His face appeared in newspapers. His name was circulated across Europe. For a year, there was silence. Then, in June 2022, came the breakthrough. In the Bulgarian city of Plovdiv, officers moved in. McCann was arrested in a shopping mall car park. At the time, he carried both a false passport and a genuine passport in someone else's name. He had been living abroad under aliases, making significant attempts to stay hidden. The operation was international. The NCA, Spanish Guardia Civil, Bulgarian police, all working together. Steve Reynolds, NCA regional manager in Spain, later said, "Benjamin McCann's arrest was made possible after great work by our international liaison officers, the Guardia Civil Fugitives team, and Bulgarian police. He is the 5th fugitive to be arrested from the most wanted list. We won't stop until the remainder are caught." In July 2022, McCann was extradited back to the UK. He was taken straight to Norwich Magistrates Court and remanded in custody. The evidence against him was extensive. Dozens of EncroChat messages tying him to large-scale cocaine supply, photos of drugs stamped with identifying marks, records of cash collections across Norfolk. The Norfolk and Suffolk Serious Organised Crime Unit pieced it all together. Detective Sergeant Eddie Hammond described him as a major player in an organised crime group responsible for the purchase, collection and delivery of commercial quantities of cocaine into Norfolk. On 17 November 2023, the case reached its end. At Norwich Crown Court, McCann admitted to the supply of cocaine between April 2020 and January 2021. The sentence, 10 years in prison. DS Hammond summed it up. He left the UK and made significant attempts to evade arrest, but was tracked down and brought back to face justice. The illicit supply of Class A drugs ruins lives. Norfolk and Suffolk police will always pursue offenders involved in drug supply, take action, and bring them before the courts. Crime Stoppers founder Lord Ashcroft also praised the outcome. It is incredibly encouraging to learn that another fugitive has been caught, proving the success of our joint Most Wanted campaign. Nowhere is safe to hide. For Norfolk communities, the sentencing brought closure. McCann had helped flood the county with cocaine. When his partners were jailed, he ran. But the reach of organised crime policing caught up with him. His case showed the power of international cooperation and the importance of cracking encrypted platforms like EncroChat, which once gave criminals a false sense of security. Benjamin McCann thought he could outrun justice. But in the end, a shopping mall car park in Bulgaria became the place where his freedom ended. Now serving 10 years, his story is another reminder that for fugitives, no matter how far you run, the law will eventually catch up.